The Mycenaean language combined Greek and Minoan. The Mycenaeans built impressive stone fortresses and palaces, such as the Palace of Knossos in Minoan Crete. Their conflict with Troy was presented by Homer in the Iliad. Greek civilization was divided into separate city-states. In Greek, a city-state was called a polis. Each polis became a center of trade. The two most significant city-states were Sparta and Athens. Sparta conquered their neighbors and forced them into servitude. Spartans were characteristically simple, frugal, and austere. They were known for their military talent. Helos, or Spartan slaves bound to the land that worked to produce food, and outnumbered the Spartans 10 to 1. Athens' government was based on democratic principles, making it unique. However, only free adult males could participate in government.
Billy Ray Cyrus and Cyrus founded the Persian Imperial Empire, which at its height spread from India to the borders of Egypt. Darius extended the empire from the Indus River in the east to the Aegean Sea in the west, from Armenia to the north to the first waterfall of the Nile River in the south. Darius also established a new capital at Persepolis. Darius built extensive roads, including the Persian Royal Road. The Persian government relied on balance between central administration and locally appointed governors.
The empire was divided into 23 satrapas, administrative districts governed by satraps. Direct rule was not pushed on subjects. Women in the Persian Empire worked in textile production and received rations for their labor. Free to prisoners of war or rebels of personal freedom. These slaves worked on large-scale construction projects. Agriculture was the foundation of the economy. The religion of Persia was Zoroastrianism, based on the teachings of Zarathustra, one supreme god called Ahura Mazda. Major belief was that the material world is a blessing and people should enjoy all the world has to offer. Influence of this religion can be found in Judaism or Christianity. For example, the concept of good and evil and concept of reward or punishment after death. Persian wars fought between the Greeks and the Persians from 500 to 479 BCE led to the demise of the Persian Empire. The historian Herodotus is the source of knowledge on the history of these wars. Persians ultimately lost to the Athenians at the Battle of Marathon in 490 BCE.
The Peloponnesian War was from 431 to 404 BCE, and it was caused by the Spartan resentment of Athens. Sparta defeated Athens. The war weakened both city-states and allowed Alexander the Great to conquer them.
Socrates developed a method of questioning aimed at exposing ethics and morality through a series of increasingly difficult questions. He suggested that honor was more important than wealth and fame, and stressed the importance of personal integrity. Plato, taught by Socrates, believed that everything was based on ideal forms or ideas. Aristotle, a disciple of Plato, believed that people could depend on their senses and reason to answer the mysteries of the world. Aristotle taught Alexander the Great. The Macedonians from the north conquered Greece. Alexander the Great was their most famous leader, who conquered the Persian Empire. By 331 BCE, Alexander controlled Ionia, Anatolia, Syria, Palestine, Egypt, and Mesopotamia. When he died, his empire was divided among his top 3 generals. The period of Alexander the Great and the subsequent division of his empire is known as the Hellenistic Age. Greek culture spread across their empire. The capital of this empire was Alexandria in Egypt, home of the world's largest library.
Skeptics doubted the existence of absolute certain knowledge, and so did not espouse strong political, social, and moral beliefs. Stoics believed human beings were part of a universal family, and that people must help each other through difficulties and dealing with stress and anxiety. Epicureans believed that pleasure is the greatest good. They suggested that individual needs could be met through reflection. All sought to find inner peace.
Rome was founded by the twin brothers Romulus and Remus. They settled on the 7 hills of the Tiber River.
The Roman Republic emerged in Italy. In the Republic, a republican constitution gave executive duties and power to 2 consuls elected for 1-year terms by an assembly. A senate dominated all decision-making process. Tensions within underrepresented lower classes, or plebeians, led to the development of tribunes, elected by plebeians, which had the right to intervene in political affairs and veto laws. In times of crisis, dictators were appointed with absolute power for a 6-month term. Romans treated conquered people with justice. They let them keep customs, money, and government. The Roman soldiers were posted throughout the empire, and military roads linked provinces. During the Republic, Rome included Italy, Greece, Syria, Gaul, and most of the Iberian Peninsula, and outposts in North Africa and Anatolia. Augustus added most of the southwestern Europe and most of North Africa. At the height of the empire, it included Britain and all the lands surrounding the northern and southern coast of the Mediterranean.
Roman roads linked all parts of empire and linked with Silk Road to create an intricate trade network. Roman law, first recorded in the 12 tables, provided a standardized system of law throughout the empire. Established idea of innocent until proven guilty, and gave power to final judgment to the judge.
During the Punic Wars, Rome took Sicily, Corsica, and Sardinia. During the war, Hannibal and his army attacked Rome from the north. Rome attacked Carthage and ended up defeating Hannibal. During the Third Punic War, Rome sacked and burned Carthage, enslaving or killing all the survivors. These wars resulted in Rome getting complete control over the Mediterranean.
Jesus was a Jewish prophet and teacher whose major teachings were proper worship of God and love for fellow man. His message was the kingdom of God is at hand, and it challenged Roman civic life because it did not allow for worship of Roman gods. After the crucifixion, devotion to Jesus grew rapidly. He was called the Christ, and his followers were called Christians. Persecuting Christians because they refused to honor Roman gods and emperors. Christians became martyrs for their faith.
Constantine accepted Christianity in 313 CE.
Smallpox devastated the Roman Empire. It reduced the population by approximately 1/4 during the Second Century. The empire began to experience problems of power struggles. Diocletian divided the empire into an eastern and western halves. The Huns pushed Germanic tribes into the Roman territories. In 476, Rome fell to the Visigoths, and the Roman Empire officially ended.